This is the Steele Report.
This week on the Steele Report, we're going to meet three guests here to talk about a musical CD on sale right now for the holidays to help two local nonprofit organizations. And our program begins right now.
Now from KWWL, this is the Steele Report.
Right now, welcome to this week's edition of the Steele Report as we talk about a really wonderful Cedar Valley local holiday project called the Christmas Project. As you can see, I have three special guests. Let's meet them right now. So joining us right now are Tony Kryenbrink. Tony is the founder and owner of an area business, a creative design studio for web, videos, and also graphic design known as IFC, with offices in Cedar Falls and also way out in Frederick, Colorado. And Tony and his wife Jamie have two children. And in the middle, of course, needing no introduction whatsoever, is our own KWWL anchor, Abby Turpin. And we're going to get to Abby's role in this great holiday project in just a moment. But as you know, Abby and her husband Travis have that beautiful daughter, Reese. And please welcome Andy Footman, a UNI graduate and partner in a couple of great new local ventures here in the Cedar Valley, Sidecar Coffee. They already have 4 local coffee shop locations around the area right now, a couple in Cedar Falls, a couple in Waterloo. They have an online service, and Sidecar buys and roasts coffee beans, I'm told, to perfection. Andy is also a partner in that brand new Verve Kombucha, which is located right downtown there in the old public market building. Andy and his wife Heidi have 4 children. So welcome to all three of our guests, but we are not here to talk about them or their great local business ventures, anything like that. We're here to talk about a project known as the Christmas Project. Andy, right?
That's right.
And Tony, you and Andy and Chuck Rowe, who is, of course, a friend of mine, and he's the president of ACES, the IT company locally. Chuck couldn't be with us here today, but we want to show you just a real short video, first of all, to give you just a glimpse of what we're talking about with the Christmas Project.
I think the thing I really love about Christmas music is more of the question of why wouldn't I like Christmas music? Who doesn't like Christmas music?
You know, in The Office, when Jim tells Pam, if Dwight ever asks you if you want to be in a secret alliance, you look him in the eye and you say, absolutely I do. It's kind of the same way with Chuck. He comes up with a lot of crazy but great ideas. So when he approached IFC Studios and asked, do you want to be involved in the Christmas Project? I said, absolutely we do.
The Christmas Project is stripped down versions of Christmas favorites. So local musicians, just their voice and their instrument recording. For me, it was really scary because you hear all your imperfections, but in a way it's more personal and authentic, I think, and it's a really fun result.
The Christmas Project represents something that is created by the community, but also supports the community through these two great organizations in Youth Art Team and House of Hope.
The reason why ACES is involved in this project is because each and every day as a business, we focus on our revenue, we focus on how we're doing in the industry, but sometimes it's nice to take part in a project that has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with making money. All it does is have to make a difference in the community.
I love the idea of using the avenue of our business, Sidecar Coffee, to support these two local projects we really believe in. You can pre-order the CD on our website or at Sidecar Coffee locations.
So we're talking about a music CD for the holidays, and Tony, why don't you tell us how this whole idea came about?
I'd like to say it was my idea, but that's not true. It actually was all Chuck Rowe's idea, 100%. So I want to give a lot of credit to him, as well as his wonderful team over at ACES. But Chuck is one of those people that just comes up with amazing ideas, and whenever he comes up with these ideas and asks if you want to be involved, you say yes, because you never know what's going to happen. And in this case, we created something great by the community, for the community, that was a ton of fun. And I think will be a lot of fun to see what comes of it.
Absolutely. And so Andy, tell me, how many artists, I know you're one of the artists on this venture, this CD, so what do you think people will enjoy most about it? Because the songs really are pretty simple, aren't they? Yeah.
Very simple arrangements of simple songs that everybody will know. I think that what's great about them is the personal touch that comes through. Each person's approach is really stripped down, so I think that's what people will love about it.
So how many people do you have taking part And Abby, I know that you and Travis are on this as well. How many songs do you do?
Absolutely. Well, we just did one, my
Okay.
husband and I. And we did the song Lo, How a Rose Are Bloomin', which is from the 17th century. It has a German origin. Probably a lot of people recognize the Mormon Tabernacle Choir did a very famous version of it. And we just did it with Travis. My husband plays the guitar. You know, he's a local realtor, but he's also a performer. And Chuck had seen Travis and I do a show at the Gallagher Blue Dorm back in July, and so that's why he asked us to be on the CD.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I noticed, I don't know all of the names on here, but Zach Elster, a really great leader at Prairie Lakes Church. I know he gets up and leads worship a lot of times out there. He's fantastic. And Heidi Rush, pianist extraordinaire. And who else do you have? I got the list here. You want to go over this for me a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Second song, yours truly. Third song is Dirk Weiss. He's from Redeemer Church. His wife actually worked for us at Sidecar for a while. She's really great. Jordan Michelson from Cedar Heights Baptist. Brad Myers from Orchard Hill Church. Daniel Liu from Hope City Church, downtown Waterloo. Jeff McCourt, Cedar Heights Baptist. Michael Reed from Heartland Vineyard Church. And Kate, Brad's wife, from Orchard Hill.
Beautiful.
And then Felicia Smith Knowles, if you know Felicia.
It's really a great assortment of local talent,
really
isn't it?
is, yeah.
Just amazing. One thing we want to point out too, that the CD sells for right now $15, I believe. We're past the November 1st deadline for your $12, so it's going to cost you $15. But here's the deal: it goes to two great local nonprofits. And again, kind of set this up a little bit. Let's show you just a real short video of where your money's going to go.
The Youth Art Team is a group of artists of all ages who do public art projects that give them a place to share their own ideas and take ownership of their own community.
House of Hope is housing and support system for single mothers and women aging out of foster care as they work to become self-sufficient.
We have a growing list of projects that people in the community would like us to do, and we have a long list of artists who would love to do them. So the funding from the Christmas Project will make that possible.
I'm excited about the Christmas Project because it shows the community supporting single moms and women aging out of the foster care at a time when they need it the most.
I'm excited about the Christmas Project because it was really fun to hear about a group of adult artists coming together to create this album that's going to help the Youth Art Team artists do more work.
I like Christmas music because it just brings everybody back to the spirit of love and giving.
One thing that I love about Christmas music is my husband's family over the holidays. They'll all get out a bunch of instruments and they'll play music together, and I think music has a really cool way of bringing people together around the holidays.
So that gives you just a little bit of an idea. Youth Art Team, of course, Heidi, your wife, is the executive director of that. Tell us a little bit about what they do and why do you think it's so important here in the Cedar Valley as a nonprofit?
Yeah, it's a really unique project. It's got kids of all ages from all different backgrounds, from Cedar Falls and Waterloo, working together to create large-scale public art. And they don't just create the art, but they also do a lot of research. For their last mural, a 3,000 square foot mural by the river, by the Waterloo Art Center, they traveled to St. Louis, studied the area under the arch to learn the story of that place, and then they interviewed local civil rights activists who were here during the civil rights movement and learned the story of this place and how art had a big part to play at that time and also can play a big part in our situation as a city right now. And then they worked together with the core team of 20 or 30 kids and also with several hundred kids from local schools to create a giant mural that is really fun to see the kids in front of this huge thing that they made. But it's not just art. They're learning, history, and they're learning about interviewing and writing. It's very educational, but really inspiring and uplifting for those kids and also for the city at large.
Fantastic.
I'm really proud of what she does, if you can.
I'll bet you are. Well, you should be, absolutely, yeah. So, House of Hope, I just attended a fundraiser not too long ago, heard some amazing stories. Tell us more about that, Tony, what you know about House of Hope and the great job that Karen Rowe does over there as the executive director, because some of those stories are very emotional of what the women go through,
Yeah, I wish Chuck was here to talk a little bit more about it. He would be able to give you the best information on that.
And I know, Abby, you've done a lot of speaking engagements and done a lot of emceeing, as I have over the years, you know, and I think you've been involved with that organization too, haven't you?
Yeah. So Karen Rowe does an incredible job. They have a wonderful, it's a newer building. I think they just moved in last year, where the Christensen Dentistry used to be located in Waterloo. And they serve homeless mothers and their children. So not only provide a roof over their heads, but also provide resources so that these mothers can get back on their feet and get back into society, get jobs, things like that. I mean, they provide so many different things from, I mean, you know, diapers for their kids, but also wardrobe for these mothers as they go out and interview to get a job.
Yeah, so, you know, you're supporting this Christmas Project CD, and you can get it as a hard copy for $15, or you can actually have a digital download. But this is a good example of why it's important that you support United Way, for example, because all of these nonprofits, and they don't just get the money handed to them every year, do they? They have to get on a system, and they have to be approved by United Way, and a lot of these organizations fall into that category because they are helping so many of our people in need. And that's what young entrepreneurs like you, Andy and Tony, that's what you're doing. And you're the new, you know, you're the new, the givers, the new philanthropists. I just said this at a recent fundraiser where I was at. You're the new philanthropists of this generation. It's up to you guys to do what you're doing, and obviously you're taking a step in the right direction. So what impresses you so much about this particular project that Chuck came up with?
Yeah, well, you know, Chuck approached me with it with the tone of like, bank heist or something. He said, hey, I have this crazy idea. You can do it or not do it. You just tell me if it's okay. So we sat down and he pitched his idea, and I kept waiting for the, you know, the catch, or what I would not want to do. We're gonna make a cool Christmas CD with a bunch of really talented local musicians, and we're gonna take every dollar that we make from it and give it to, you know, we're both, I know Chuck's so proud of what Karen does at the House of Hope, and it's so necessary and important. I feel the same way about what Heidi's doing, and I know how hard both of those, both Heidi and Karen, just like you're talking about, they have to try really hard to raise the money to support those programs. And so it was such a brilliant idea by Chuck to take what we do every day, what Tony does with his creative work, what Chuck does with his company, and what we do at Sidecar, to be able to leverage that in a way that would support these projects we're so proud of.
Fantastic. Well, right now we're going to take a real short break here on the Steel Report. A reminder also, all of our programs are online on KWWL.com. We're coming back to talk more about the Christmas Project music CD in just a moment. And welcome back to this week's edition of the Steel Report. I have my three special guests that you met here in an earlier segment. We're talking about the Christmas Project, the music CD that we hope that you will buy to help support a couple of great local causes, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But I want to reintroduce our guests here real quickly. Once again, this is Tony Kryenbrink, the founder and owner of IFC, with offices in Cedar Falls and Frederick, Colorado. And of course, I asked Abby, my co-anchor here, to be on the program here today because she and her husband Travis Turpin have a song that they have produced for this great album. We'll talk more about that in a moment. And of course, our third guest here today is Andy Footman, UNI graduate and a partner in a couple of new local ventures, Sidecar Coffee and also Verve Kombucha. So without giving the entire album away, we'll just give you a snippet here, and I think we'll do something that Abby and Travis did. So let's just listen here for a few seconds to give you just a sneak preview of what you get when you buy this CD.
With Mary we behold it, the Virgin Mother kind, to show God's love aright. She bore to man a Savior, when half spent was the night. Oh, how have spent was the night.
So again, this is a great CD music collaboration of holiday hits, Christmas hits, and it's really, Aces is involved with Chuck Rowe, we said that about. There's IFC Studios and then Sidecar with Andy's company, Sidecar Coffee. And then, of course, somebody has to record this for you, don't they? So you have Twin Rock Recording. What's your arrangement with them, and have you used them before, Andy?
I have not worked with them, but I know Matt from Twin Rock. He works at Visual Logic downtown and here in Waterloo, and he's wanted to do recording for a long time. So it just happened that he kind of started his project up at the same time that Chuck was going around shanghaiing us all into doing this beautiful project. And so we met one afternoon at a church, and he just worked with us we each got a 2-hour time slot to record our songs, and we had to get it right. And then he produced, took all the mistakes out.
Fantastic. Well, I was going to say, I read a Courier article not too long ago where you said you're kind of isolated there. You don't have a full band behind you or an orchestra, so it kind of shows your flaws. But you kind of like that too. What you're talking about there, what did that mean to you?
Yeah. So you really hear, what I actually sound like, which is kind of scary, but also it's
Tell me about
honest
it.
in a way.
For me,
yeah.
Well, and I think that's the neat thing about this project too, is that every recording, the artist only has one instrument backing them up. So, and it's just really simple, as I think you've said, and I think that's the nice thing about, especially a Christmas CD. It's just this time of year where it's the simple things that make us happy. So I think that was a really great angle to take for this project that you guys decided on.
Well, that's fantastic. So Tony Kreinbrink, let's tell everybody where you can get the album in digital form or an actual hard copy. Yeah.
That's right. So you can get it in two places. The first place you can get it is on our website, thechristmasmix.com. I would encourage you to check that out. If you go to that website, you can read more about the story, kind of how the project came to be. You can learn more about Youth Art Team and House of Hope. But more importantly, you can also order the CD online. You can order a physical version that you can pick up at Sidecar Coffee stores. Or you can order a digital album as well that just gets delivered to you via email in MP3 format. The other way you can get it is at all Sidecar stores. So if you just walk into a Sidecar store, you'll see the Christmas project there at the front desk, and you can just buy a physical album there.
Well, that's fantastic. We're going to take one short break here. We have to take a break. We're also online on KWWL.com. I want to come back and talk to these guys a little bit about their entrepreneurship here in the Cedar Valley, if they don't mind. And after our break here, we're coming right back here on the Steel Report. And welcome back to this week's edition of the Steel Report. I have my three special guests that you met here in an earlier segment. We're talking about the Christmas Project, the music CD that we hope that you will buy to help support a couple of great local causes, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But I want to reintroduce our guests here real quickly. Once again, this is Tony Kreinbrink, the founder and owner of IFC, with offices in Cedar Falls and Frederick, Colorado. And of course, I asked Abby, my co-anchor here, to be on the program here today because she and her husband Travis Turpin have a song that they have produced for this great album. We'll talk more about that in a moment. And of course, our third guest here today is Andy Footman, UNI graduate and a partner in a couple of new local ventures, Sidecar Coffee and also Verve Kombucha. So we've been talking really about the Christmas Project, the musical CD that had been produced by Abby Turpin and her husband Travis Turpin and a whole bunch of other really talented artists, including Andy. You're on there again doing your thing. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about your young entrepreneurs. You have developed businesses that are going to be hopefully very successful here in the Cedar Valley. How scary is that? Why did you decide to do it, and why here? What's your hometown, first of all?
Yeah, well, I went to college here in Cedar Falls and decided to stay around because I liked it. And we like doing business here. It's a great town to do business. But it is also very scary because I started the coffee shop completely by accident. My friend called me and asked me if I like coffee, and I said, yes, we do like coffee. And he said, would you like to start a coffee shop? And talked to my wife, and we decided to do it for better or worse, and I didn't know anything about running a coffee shop or managing a business, so kind of learned by making every mistake in the book.
Now, where's your roasting building? Is that the one down at Grand Crossing, or is that located somewhere else?
It is, yes. It's actually, we roast in the same building that Single Speed is in. Same building Single Speed brews beer. The Hostess, the old Hostess building.
So there again, Dave Morgan, another perfect example of guys like you who have really made a commitment and an investment in the Cedar Valley because, hey, this is our home, right?
It's a great place to be.
Tony, how about you? You have a great creative company. You have web, you have videos, you have graphics. how long have you had this company, IFC, and what made you want to stay in this area?
Yeah, so actually grew up in the area.
Right.
Moved out to Colorado actually in 2006. And then I officially started IFC in 2009, and I was actually building websites in our master bedroom closet, and started to lose my mind. I was doing 2 full-time jobs basically, and jumped out on a limb and decided I would do it full-time. So we opened our first office in Colorado in 2014, and then moved back to the area here in 2016. We've got a lot of family in the area. We moved back for multiple reasons, but could not be more happy with that decision that we made. It was a tough decision at the time, but now that we've been here and we've had a few years to grow the business, meet friends, we've just been so happy with the choice that we made to move. And as a company, at the end of the day, we love doing meaningful work. And the people that we've met and the clients that we have are just incredible. And we love being here in the Cedar Valley.
Well, that's fantastic. And of course, the Kreinbrink name, of course, is familiar with basketball in Iowa at the Paulina High School level. And of course, at UNI, where your dad, Randy, was for a while the all-time leading scorer. I think Jason Reese went by him and maybe somebody else by now, but that's a pretty famous name, I remember.
He'd be the first to tell you he didn't have the three-point line when he played.
That's exactly right.
The three-point line's a big factor.
I just read about that recently, as a matter of fact. Yeah, that's right. Had he had the three-point line, that would have been remarkable. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Fantastic. And Abby, of course, you and your husband have been here. It's coming up on 3 years already, it seems like. I mean, really, though, the decision to come here was, for you, it seemed to me like was an easy one.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've worked in the television business for a long time now, I guess we could say. I'm getting old. And my last TV station that I worked at was actually a network. It was located in Nashville, Tennessee. And when I had just had my daughter in 2016, and I knew I wanted to get back into local news. I really missed the whole community aspect. And so I told my agent, you know, I'd like a medium-sized market. And she called me one day and said, what do you think about Iowa? So we ended up here in May of 2017. We love it here. We love the community. We love our neighbors, and we plan to be here for a very long time. And again, it's projects like this that allow us to really feel like this is our community. This has been our home for a long time. And again, we hope to stay here for a very long time.
And you're all, I mean, I know Abby was just honored as 20 under 40. I didn't know you were too. So you guys are all in the age group. It's like the new generation here of the Cedar Valley. And that carries with it, though, a responsibility, doesn't it? Don't you think?
For sure. Yeah, you got to make the place you live better because you were there.
That's exactly right.
And I'm glad I got 20 under 40 this year because I'm 39, so I really only had one chance.
Going by. Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't touch age, okay? I just don't touch age.
Smart guy.
That's all there is to it. So let's go over again the Christmas Project music CD that we hope so many of you will buy. And we'll give you lots of opportunities with the graphics and everything to know where to do that. But Tony, why don't you go over again the best way to get this CD?
Yep, so you can either buy it online or in stores at Sidecar Coffee locations. If you want to buy it online, the website is thechristmasmix.com.
Fantastic. So again, let's make it clear, these are going to nonprofits, the proceeds, the profits, so to speak. And Andy, as you mentioned, nobody's getting paid a dime on this. In fact, there were a lot of donations made to even make this happen, right? Yeah.
For sure. Tony and his company donated their time, and Chuck and his company,
Aces, right?
Aces, bought the CDs themselves. Matt and Twin Rock Recording donated his time as well, and then, yeah. So none of the companies are taking money out of the project. All the money that's generated will go directly to the 2 nonprofits.
Well, that's the thing that makes it so special, because really it's going to the 2 nonprofits that are doing such incredible work here locally. And like I said, I just attended a House of Hope fundraiser not too long ago. The stories from the women who really were in desperate situations at that time, there has to be a place for them to go. It's like the Child Protection Center for young people who are sexually abused. You know, they used to have to send those kids to Cedar Rapids before we even had the local center here, thanks to people like the United Way. I mentioned, I keep going back to United Way because they do a remarkable job in making sure that the people who need that money get it. But like I say, it's just not automatic every year. They have to earn it, they have to show what they're doing with that money, because this is our community, and we all have a responsibility to make sure that our community is improving. You guys are doing that, for sure, the 3 of you. And it's just, I like to be tagging along here with you. Thanks a lot, I really do. Andy Footman, Abby Turpin, Tony Kreinbrink, Well, I want to thank all three of you. Really fantastic job. I hope you have a great success with the Christmas Project Music CD. It's on sale now. We showed you how you can get it, and it goes to the nonprofits. So we really appreciate everything that you're doing. Andy and Abby and Tony, thanks very much. Have a great holiday season yourselves, and best of luck, and keep up the good work. That's it for this week on the Steel Report. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here.